All right. Top of the morning, top of the evening. Turn this up. Top of the night. Whatever time zone you are on, we are live. A moment of silence for all those who have lost their lives. All right. Let's remember this. If we can look up, we can get up. If we can get up, we can go up. You see the title. Who polices the police? Is there not a cause? Is there not a reason to stand for justice? Fentanyl, lace fentanyl. So let's get off into this. By the way, I want to give a quick tip for people who create content on YouTube. If you're doing a bunch of hashtags, just know in advance. Then this comes from the forensic side of me and the technological part of me. One who did go to school and acquire universities and acquire technology degrees. Watch the hashtags, because one of the things that YouTube perimeters are set for real, not people thinking that they call an ear and they know. This is just factual. Is if you do too many hashtags, then they will begin to zoom in on your channel. And that's the reality of the situation. Now, with that being said, let me take a little bit to cue it up. Revolution will not be televised. There will be no reruns, brothers and sisters. The revolution will be live. And who polices the police? And people would say, oh, no, you guys are bogus when you say defund the police, in which really we're meaning reallocate funds in a different direction. Move funds around. Oh, people are extremely green if they think the police are not out here doing stuff. People are extremely green if they think the police are not out here running some of these people out here committing these crimes. We just got to let the record show. Having said that, let me get off into this music. Hey, Bushes. Hi, chat. How y'all doing? Yeah.
Stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of love. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV in a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
It's just like that. The revolution really puts you in the driver's seat. It will be no rerun. The revolution will be live. They're always live. When we say power to the people, what do we mean? Is it a cliche? Is it just old hat? Or do we really mean power to the people? Again, who polices the police? Who polices the police? By the way, disclaimer. Let me fix my hair really quick. That's not the disclaimer. This content is not for minors. Parental consent. Graphic. Viewers' discretion is advised. So, in saying that, I needed us to... The sheriff that murdered Breonna Taylor, his hearing is coming up, but it's not for the murder of Breonna Taylor. It's for wanton endangerment. It's when he shot into someone else's apartment. Okay, so let's pay attention to that. Also, the other 3 officers that were involved in the death of George Floyd, their trials are coming up as well. So let's pay attention to that, as well as other things that are consistently going on. If you believe in prayer, one thing you definitely need to do in this generation, in this time, and in this era is keep the youth in some serious prayer. And I'm not talking about people who pray amiss and don't know how to get prayers through with manifestation on the other side. Teenagers, man, this year, starting off, you see teenagers 16 and under being arrested for murder. Teenagers 16 and under being arrested for murder. Black, white, Hispanic, Americans. That means they've reached a place of hopelessness and despair to a degree, from my perspective. So, yeah, I see the cases. Let's keep them lifted up in a whole bunch of prayer, especially when you get parents like the Crumbleys. And you get other parents, and you get the Rittenhouses cases that go on where they get to get a pass. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get to it. Mm-hmm. I'm just gotta let the record show. That's all. Mm-hmm. Is there not a cause? Mm-hmm. And remember, justice is not a one-night stand. Time commitment. Mm-hmm. And you see this blank right here because I'm gonna follow YouTube guidelines. So let's get to it. Again, who polices the police? Hey, 3000. Yeah. Let's get to it. Who polices the police? Huh. Are they going to police themselves? Do we leave it to our justice departments here? Do we leave it up to Congress? Or do we, the people, a phrase that I used to use so much over here, do the work? And I stopped using it for a very specific reason to a degree. Because I don't believe in a cliche and just old hat. Yes, I believe in you make your feet touch that ground and your face hit it. When it comes to justice, we do the work. It's not going to happen automatically. And it's very intentional. Sure.
Well, one of the common denominators of all crimes is greed.
It looked greed here too. A Park police detective with the department since 2000 for selling heroin laced with fentanyl.
It's a and they will wear that for the rest of their lives.
Former prosecutor in Wayne County, attorney Todd Flood, weighs in on a case that resolved this week with a plea deal. Detective Tiffany Lipkovich and her co-conspirator Bellany could face 40 years in prison. They're banking on the lower end of that for pleading guilty.
Okay, heroin
Obviously,
faced
they were
with fentanyl.
cooperating. They knew they were going down, took a plea right away.
The case hinged on overwhelming evidence collected by the FBI. Former Detective Lipkovich, apparently for a criminal informant or CI, and Amber Bellamy. She reportedly met with that CI in her police uniform to collect her cut of the profit of the drug sale.
They had everything on this case. They had the CI, they had the SNIT, they had the photographs, they had the recordings. The deliveries were clear.
Transcripts from the FBI shows they'd been getting fentanyl from overseas to cut with the heroin they'd sell.
And that's what's most shocking, is that people will still produce and still give, knowing that fentanyl is a deadly weapon.
Highland Park police have been fully cooperative throughout this investigation. The chief there tells me that what this former detective did is in stark contrast with their ideals, and they expect a lot more from their officers. Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Well, one of the common denominators involves greed.
It looks like it was greed here too. A former Highland Park police detective with the department since 2011, federally charged for selling heroin laced with fentanyl.
It's a dishonor to the badge, and they will wear that for the rest of their lives.
Former prosecutor in Wayne County, attorney Todd Flood, weighs in on the case that resolved this week with a plea deal. Detective Tiffany Lipkovich and her co-conspirator Amber Bellany could face 40 years in prison. They're banking on the lower end of that for pleading guilty.
Obviously, they were cooperating. They knew they were going down. They took a plea right.
Case hinged on overwhelming an FBI. Former Detective Lipkovich, apparently the go-between for a criminal informant or CI Amber Bellamy. She even reportedly met with that CI in her police uniform to collect her cut of the profit for the drug sale.
They had everything on this case. They had the CI, they had the snitch, they had photographs, they had the recordings. The deliveries were clear.
Transcripts from the FBI shows they'd been getting fentanyl from overseas to cut with the heroin they'd sell.
And that's what's most shocking, is that people will still produce and still give, knowing that fentanyl is a deadly weapon.
Highland Park police have been fully cooperative throughout this investigation. The chief there tells me that what this former detective did is in stark contrast with their ideals, and they expect a lot more from their officers. Jessica Dupnak, Fox 2 News.
I just took the headphones out. Okay, I'll be back. I just took the headphones out. Okay. So maybe it's the headphones. So what I'll do is, and they're all the way charged up. Let's see something. I'm just going to do a little test. All right. So can y'all hear me now? Okay, I'll be back. Before I go off, let me do this little test. I just took the headphones. Okay. So maybe it's the headphones. So what I'll do is, and they're all the way charged up. Now I have the headset back on. Can you hear me now? I'm just going to do a little test. You're hearing me now. Oh, thank you, Cha-Cha. So can y'all hear me now? Bushes, you're hearing me now. Thank you for all the text messages. Okay, I'll be back. Before I go off, let me do this little test. You hear me loud and clear? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Bushes. Are you still hearing me loud and clear? I know I'm naturally loud, but can you still hear me loud and clear now that I had his headset on? Now I have the headset back on. Can you hear me now? I'm just gonna do a little test. Because I have my okay. Okay, thank you, Bushes. Thank you, Bushes. All right, I switched the settings on here. Okay. So again, justice don't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Who pieces the police? Boy. So interesting when I hit this topic. Stuff start happening. But you already know me. I'm not going to stop. Who polices the police? So we got police officers who put people on the block and be participating in illegal activities. And then when the block gets shot up or they're shooting on the block because they have runners for the block, and some police run for the police, and some people on the block run for the police officers. Don't be green, don't be not. Police officers usually get to walk away with their hands clean and free. But see, that's why I say who polices the police. Yeah, everybody needs oversight and a lot of it. Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow. This ain't over. Okay. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow. This ain't over. Thanks, everybody.